You know, I always wanted to go on a road trip. Just me and my buddies traveling across America with no money, but this whole apocalypse thing ruined our plans, so I thought to myself, why don't we hit two birds with one stone? We can go on a road trip while escaping Knox County. Our first objective was to find each other and get reunited, while hopefully not alerting the whole town. While I was out there silently killing zombies trying to find Mike, this dumbass was learning the controls. That's right, I am playing with a complete noob, so my back might start hurting from carrying him. One thing that we will do a lot is check out every single car. We first need to get lucky to find the car key, and after that we have another luck roll to see if the car even works, because most of them are piles of trash. There will be a lot of running in this video, especially since we are going to go from city to city. After exactly 2 minutes of running, I find the house Mike was at, and it looks like he was fighting his first zombie. They grow up so fast. After a bit of teamwork, we are ready to look for a functioning car. Although someone was busy hoarding useless books, First Aid 4. Why would you have that on you? Inventory management might be harder for him than any zombie. We somehow find an almost intact car. The engine is a bit damaged, but this should be able to get us across Knox County. Oops, I forgot to tell him to turn on the zombie outline. It's funny going through his footage and seeing how he was struggling. We managed to hit a jackpot. Just one house up from the red car, we find the car key in the kitchen drawer. All that we need now is enough gas to fill the car. The weather was really unpleasant and I don't want any zombie ambushing Mike, so we decided to go to sleep. In the same bed, of course. That's what homies do. Although we wake up 4 hours later since one of us accidentally pressed W. No, it wasn't me. I would never make that mistake. We headed through the rain towards the gas station to fill up every container we had with gas. And on our way stopped to get as geared as we could. After we get the car, we are leaving Rosewood right away. I didn't know when, but this guy became a rock star. I didn't have the heart to tell him that the guitar was a dogshit weapon. I'm sure he will figure it out on his own. After some minor inconveniences, we actually find an even better car. I couldn't ask for a better start even if I wanted. Although that happiness was quickly turned into laughter when this idiot managed to get himself beaten in the church. Seems God had other plans for him. And those plans involved bleach. We made our way home to drop all the loot we got, and you know, this had to happen. Although drinking 5 liters of bleach is kinda insane, bro. He chugged that shit like a champ. But bleach doesn't cure the zombie curse, so I had to bash his brains in, which was oddly satisfying. We still wanted to play, but Mike was dead, so we had a returning character for my very first very shit Zomboid video, Donut Bob. Everyone, say hi to Bob, he'll be playing with us for the rest of the video. Now for real, we will get gas, there isn't anything left to do in Rosewood. After some questionable stealth attempts, we managed to lose the horde and arrive at the gas station. Exhilarating gameplay. The bad weather is really making this a fun experience. The amount of stolen gas was out of this world, we can barely move with all of it, but we managed to slowly walk past all the zombies in the forest. The problem arrived when we got back to the houses and had to create another one of our genius escape routes. Don't mind the alarm, that was the distraction. Yes, the distraction to make our escape. But it seems the plan failed horribly because they still followed us home. Bob then proceeded to somehow avoid getting grabbed and look, it happens to the best of us. And when I'm this bad, it also happens to me. Luckily for me, it was only a laceration, so I only have a 25% chance to turn into a zombie. And we just need to wait 3 to 4 days and find out if this run is doomed. I knew the game was testing us when a zombie barged right through the window when we were trying to sleep, which wasn't really working from all the intense pain we were suffering, but it was still rude. The rest of the night was spent getting all the loot we had into the car. This actually felt like you were a kid and left with your parents at 3 in the morning to go to the beach, with the difference being we took so long to pack everything that it became morning and all the remaining zombies decided to throw us a going away party. We kindly refused their offer and proceeded to surprise them back with a couple of hits to the head. After that, we were finally gone, and this road trip was going to be something to behold. The zombies made it their life's mission to only stay on the highway to keep me alert at all times. They really want us to stay awake while we drive. The car's engine was trying to tell us something by constantly trying to kill itself, and it did this many times. The map was probably our biggest enemy, and by map, I mean us. We are stupid and have no sense of direction. But we managed to go on the correct road. Our first stop was going to be right near the bottom of Mount Row, where we were going to make a stop and look around for supplies. We took this road because I thought it would be a shortcut, but the car is barely passing 40 and the engine really wants to go to sleep. Our only entertainment on these dirt roads was playing with the AC and seeing when one of us will notice they are getting hypothermia. Our fun would very quickly turn into a blaming game when we stopped for a moment so Bob would grab a book since he didn't know he could read while sitting in the passenger seat doing nothing. I also didn't bother to tell him until now. We also realized we didn't bring any food. We were 60% of the way there and it was 1, so we had to hurry a little bit. It seems the book captivated Bob so much, he didn't know how to stop reading. Pressing escape was a bit too complicated. It's funny seeing how many times we stopped while we were both starving because we kept seeing cool things on the road. Bob got himself a pickaxe. Maybe he will be able to not die having such a good weapon. After a bit more wasted time, we entered the outskirts of the city, and the zombies started popping back up on the roads. And in this moment, I started believing in karma. While I was laughing at that dude being hit by a car, I show everyone that I am a menace to society and hit a zombie with Bob's side, denting the car. And you are correct, I do not have a driver's license IRL. The government doesn't let me, for obvious reasons. But enough about me, we are almost there. All we have to do is to pass the river, but the bridge is blocked by cars, so the only way over it is going on the train tracks. Something we figure out by a complete accident, but we arrived. This little corner here is where we stopped to make camp before we leave for Louisville. To ensure the car wasn't going to smell horribly, we took a nice bath in the river and after that we had a very relaxing sleep. I'm kidding, I woke up with neck pain. I already missed my bed, this sucks. But there was no time to cry since we were starving, so we searched the destroyed cars on the bridge for any trace of food. And to the surprise of no one, there was no food here, only cigarettes. We circled back on the train tracks and headed towards the city. The nearest building was swarming with zombies because we can't have anything be too easy. And that's when an incident happened. Or not, Bob's clothes really saved his ass there. This man should play the lottery. But that can wait. We thought we entered a gas station, this was just a hardware store. And the only food we found was an apple, a pear, a soda can, and some cereal. This might have been the saddest meal, but it got even worse when Bob decided to eat a tea bag. We stopped hunger for now, but at what cost? We had to take the car and go into the city to find actual food, so I sprinted back to our little island. I have no clue why we didn't take the car when we first left, that was so dumb, but we will gloss over that. As expected, the city is full of zombies, so much so I could barely avoid them while driving. Especially gets harder when the damn engine keeps dying, and it does it in the worst spots possible. But fear not, I created a genius plan to free the roads. Honk the horn and attract every undead to one spot, and then somehow get away and lose all of them. And we can proceed to loot every store in town. I mean, solid plan, but the execution required a bit more work. So I created plan B, steal as many vegetables as possible and get away. Sadly for Bob, he will have to run around the zombies for a bit. We managed to create the world's worst escape route known to man and got Bob bit, so it was an awkward drive home. It was an even more awkward sleep since we both knew in the morning I had to take Bob behind the barn. Well, it was time, and since we didn't have bleach on us, we had to do it the old-fashioned way. Shotgun blast to the face. I'm kidding, I just stomped on his head. But this took so long, we were both laughing so hard at how buggy PvP is. At this point, he just respawned back. Hopefully we can finish this road trip without any more incidents because it's getting quite silly and unprofessional, so we decided we need a crazy adventure to end this on. A trip to Louisville to find a crazy guy gun stash. That was hard to say. We packed everything we needed for this trip and started a very long road, because entering Louisville by car is quite a task. Following Bob's precise instruction, we left the main road since that is blocked by the army. We followed this road instead that leads into the middle of nowhere. We saw some questionable things while on our way. I don't know what they were doing, but they were not happy we interrupted them. We did arrive at our destination, and as you can see, we were not at the correct location. Even more confusion arose when we started driving down the map towards the burnt houses. Maybe Bob drank a bit of alcohol before looking at the maps, since this was not it. After arriving at the corner of the fence, we turned this car around and went all the way back to the main road. This little mistake cost us 12 minutes of our lives, and we're never getting back, but we were on the right track now. Quite literally, because we were once again on the railroad. Making our way through the train graveyard, we arrived at the fabled forest Bob told me about 15 minutes ago. And the fun begins now. I have to somehow navigate this car through the forest. If I don't hit it, you have to call me a driving god in the comments. One thing that would make this easier if someone, I won't say who, decided to not break the axe chopping down trees for fun. And we could have used it here to clear the path, but no worries, I got my driving license online. That was too freaking easy. But we needed some rest after that long drive to Louisville, so I said, and I quote, "Nah, we can sleep here, the zombies are too stupid to get to us." I will take the blame for the midnight jump scare. It's pitch black outside, it's raining and thundering, and we can see the zombies coming right for us. No, we are not this stupid on purpose, this is just how we are. We actually were a little scared. The only light we had were the headlights, and the zombies were stacking on each other. We had to get out of this damn forest, and I needed Bob for this. He was going to be my light in the darkness. God bless you, Bob. Get us out of here. We fucking did it, boys! We entered Louisville by car, and although it was tough and our navigation skills were absolute dog water, we did it. Now it was time to have fun. Hit the music, boss! Clearing the zombies near a picnic site, we were able to yet again get the car onto some rail tracks. Another certified Bob moment. This way we can save a lot of time and beeline straight to the gun warehouse. Look at those sweet guns, we were going to put them to good use. We had to stop by the crazy gun guy and give him our thanks for all the loot. Always pay your respects. After that, it was time to explore Louisville, get to know the city a little bit. We visited the graveyard for a bit, there weren't any dead people in the ground, all of them were above ground, so we quickly left to make sure we don't join them. We said hi to all the inhabitants of the city, they were quite welcoming, always willing to give us hugs, even to the car. And lastly, we visited the bridge that exits Louisville. It seems everyone wanted to live through the bridge, and like always, the army is the villain of this game, fencing us in here. But we kinda did it. We went on a giant road trip across Knox County with minimal deaths, so let's celebrate with a bang. A PvP match between me and Bob. And lastly, a good send-off for both our characters. One last drive.